Hello everyone, this is PotatoLegion here. Hope you're keeping very well. I'm actually reading this update out live on stream. I'll be sure to leave a link in the description. These are just some changes they've made throughout the developer update. So we're going to quickly go through those as quickly as we can. I haven't read this myself, so this is also sort of like a reaction video as well. So they've already mentioning what I just said basically here. So they've made some changes to progression. So they'd like to start things off by talking about the overhauled progression system in which perks are unlocked immediately through the prestige rather than needing to find them in the blood web. While these changes make it far easier to collect the various perks on all your characters, we've received some feedback regarding the difficulty of obtaining add-ons. To remedy this, we'll be making a few changes. First, we've increased the blood point cap per category to 10,000 from 8,000. By increasing these caps, you can potentially earn up to 40,000 blood points per match instead of 32,000, allowing you to purchase more of the nodes of the blood web. At the same time, this allows you to earn more blood points in a category before capping out, making matches where you were pigeonholed into a certain hole more rewarding. So you're getting more blood points from 32k to 40k. Second, in the future update, we will revisit the rarity of blood web nodes after prestiging. Currently resetting to a level 1 also makes common quality nodes far more common. If your favorite add-ons happen to be rare or very rare, prestiging may have made collecting them difficult. This change will make it easier to find a wider variety of add-ons of both lower and higher rarities. Beyond add-ons, we've also received some feedback about the cost. It was 50,000, it's now going to be 20,000. That's a nice change. 50,000 was too expensive. Speaking of blood points, the 1 million blood point cap has been a topic for discussion, and we felt like it's fitting time to revisit it. They're now making it 2 million blood points as the cap. That's actually really, really nice. Will allow us to save up more for new killers when they come out. So that's really cool. 2 million is definitely needed, especially with all the promo codes and stuff that they've mentioned here as well. Finally, they've made a tweak to the catch-up mechanic, which awards you bonus prestige levels based on your progress prior to the overhaul going live. This is based on the number of perk tiers you've unlocked on a character as well as their prestige. In the PTB, we awarded one bonus prestige level for each prestige your character had prior to the PTB. For the full mid-chapter release, we have increased this to 2 bonus prestige levels. This means if your character was prestige 3 before the update, they are guaranteed to be prestige 9 after the update, granting all of the new rewards immediately. This catch-up mechanic will be limited to prestige 9, however, even if this calculate bonus would exceed this. Okay then, so they're making it so that you get more blood points and stuff like that. Right, let's go into the more important stuff. Gameplay changes. When changing base mechanics and close to 40 perks in a single update, some wacky interactions and powerful strategies are bound to appear. We went into the PTB hoping the community would experiment and abuse these changes to their fullest potential, and you did. So let's talk about endurance. The endurance effect has been a hot topic for discussion since the PTB went live. Historically, the status effect has been used very sparingly, but with the advent of new ways to get the endurance effect, some of you can make it so a personal mission to chain these endurance effects together. While this is technically working as designed, avoiding multiple hits in a row is not something that we want to see. As a result, the endurance effect will no longer protect you from going down if you already have the deep wound status effect. This effect limits the number of hits you can avoid with endurance to 1 until you mend your wounds, keeping it as a powerful effect that can be included on various perks while providing a hard limit to how powerful it can be. As a note, you may still gain endurance status effects while you have the deep wound. This is as intended. While it won't prevent you from avoiding a hit, it will take effect if you're able to mend your wounds while the effect is still active. So for example, if you have off the record and you take a BT hit, if you mend, you'll still have off the record. So you can no longer stack endurance, which is amazing. That's really, really good. That was definitely the right decision to make. Really, really nice. So now they basically changed some perks again from the PTB. So let's just quickly go over them. So let's start off with Spine Chill. Now activates when the killer has a clear line of sight to you. After revealing this change, many voiced their concerns about how this would affect hard of hearing players who relied on Spine Chill as a replacement for Terror Radius. While we don't want accessibility to fall on the perk, we also don't want to remove the aspect of the perk until we're able to implement a more permanent solution. For release, we've added a visual indication to Spine Chill's icon that displays the Terror Radius strength. In the future, we'd like to revisit this and implement a permanent solution that does not require a perk. Only once does this happen, the Terror Radius indicator will be removed on Spine Chill. So it basically glows based on the tear radius. Dead now. So you'll know when the killer's getting closer and closer and closer. Deadhard now grants the endurance status effect when activated instead of causing you to dash. In the PTB, the duration of the status effect was set to 1 second. This gave survivors a long window to dodge a hit when Deadhard was used. For the mid-chapter's release, we're reducing this to 0.5 seconds, requiring a more precise time to use effectively. They're also changing the animation of Deadhard as well. So Deadhard got nerfed again, and is basically the most useless perk in the game. So yeah, great. I'm glad Deadhard is basically redundant. Brilliant. I ain't complaining about that. I don't ever use it, and I hate going against it as a killer. Off the record now grants endurance in addition to its existing effect. Some of you pointed out that Decisive Strike off the record could give survivors a guaranteed escape once the exit gates are powered. As a result, this perk will deactivate and remove its effects once the exit gates are powered. Brilliant. Good job, behavior. As mentioned earlier in this post, the endurance effect will also no longer protect you from damage if you already have the deep wound stats effect, making it very impractical to dodge subsequent hits. As with all endurance effects, the effect is cancelled prematurely if you perform a conspicuous action. Very nice change. Overcharge now causes a generator to regress to a gradually speed after you kick a generator. In addition to its existing effects on the PTB, this was set to grow from 100% to 400% speed over the course of 30 seconds. We found this a little bit extreme, especially with paired with brine, causing generators to quickly lose all of their progress. This is particularly noticeable with solo survivors who aren't able to communicate that their nearly completed generator is regressing. For the release, this is being toned down. The generator will start regressing at 75%, and is increased to 200% speed over the course of the next 30 seconds. If you're curious, Overcharge becomes faster than default regression after only 12 seconds. Overcharge can still be combined with Cooler Brine to offset the reduced speed. Still not bad. I think 200% is still very powerful. Or with Cooler Brine as well, that's still very nice. I think 400% was overkill, and they have a point. So, to be honest, that's actually a nice change. Botany Knowledge, increasing your healing speed far more than before, but no longer provides medkit efficiency. While this change made the perk more appealing to the healers out there, it could be a little bit too powerful with medkits. To remedy this, Botany Knowledge will receive a 20% efficiency penalty to medkits. While this may sound minor, even a slight reduction to efficiency can cause medkits to run out of charges before you can finish a heal. Another decent change, to be fair. Distortion prevents your aura from being revealed to the killer and can now be recharged by staying inside the tear radius. As a small quality of life improvement, Distortion will now have an audio cue when a token is used. That's pretty nice. I mean, why not? Iron Will now reduces your grunts of pain by 75% rather than making you silent, and no longer works while exhausted. We've received some feedback concerning the volume of certain survivors compared to others, causing this perk to be less effective on survivors with louder grunts of pain. In a future update, we'll be reviewing the volume levels of each survivor's grunts to make sure that they can basically be all the same level. So there you go. They'll be changing the base, but it won't be ready for the release. Basically, don't run Iron Will. Inner Focus was unchanged on the PTB, but it will be receiving a small tweak in time of the release. Currently, Inner Focus allows you to see scratch marks of other survivors within 32 meters. We're removing the range requirement entirely, letting loose those keen eyes to spot distant scratch marks too. Okay, I like that. That's pretty cool. So these are all the perks that they have changed, some small tweaks here and there that were basically needed. So they've done a good job. Visual changes. So they're basically going over some of the cosmetics that were changed, and yeah, some of them were really ugly in the PTB. So, perk charms. Reaching prestige 7, 8, and 9 will each unlock one of the character's unique, basically teachables as a charm. So they've made it from that ugly red color to this nice sort of purple color, which is actually pretty nice. Much better than before, for sure. I still can't see anyone really using this, but it's still nice. Another one that needed to be changed was the character portrait effect. For those who have reached prestige 3 prior to the progression overhaul, receive a special effect on their character portrait. To commemorate their achievement on the PTB, this effect appeared as yellow orbs drifting across their portrait. So for the full release, it looks like this red sort of bloody glow. It's not as like hurting on the eyes. That looks a lot better in my opinion. That's really, really nice. And now they've actually changed the prestige icons as well. With prestige icons now extended all the way to 100, we've unveiled some of the new icons to showcase. So here they are. Imagine actually hitting Prestige 100 here. There we go. These are all of the icons. Feel free to pause the video and have a look. But it sort of stays the same from 30, 55, 80, and 100. That's quite a big grind. And that's basically it from the chapter. With that, we've reached the end of the special chapter. The mid-chapter is expected to release later this month. As always, be sure to share your feedback. They haven't set a date later this month. There is no date, so do not ask me when a date is going to be. I do not know. It's right there in writing. So yes, guys, if you're excited for these changes, be sure to leave a comment about what you like that's been changed. And if you really hate one of these changes, let me know in the comments as well. It'd be great to hear. Hope you guys enjoyed this video, and be sure to read it yourself in the description. Take care. Peace out.
私の名は吉良義景、年齢33歳、自宅は森王町北東部の別荘地帯にあり、結婚はしていない。